Strange fits have been bothering a mute 9-year-old boy for 6 months. What mystical force is assaulting him? Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover a horrifying family secret. Welcome to Psychic Investigations, a project of exclusively true and astonishing stories. People who call themselves clairvoyants investigate complex criminal cases and shocking mystical anomalies. This is Yaroslav. This 9-year-old boy lives in a Ukrainian village. At first glance, he's no different from his peers. He was born healthy and developed like other children. However, at the age of 3, he stopped speaking for no apparent reason.
They told us, take him to kindergarten. There, he'll socialize with the kids and start talking.
Yaroslav went to kindergarten but didn't start talking. He was given various diagnoses, ranging from autism to epilepsy. However, he didn't show symptoms.
If only the doctors would say, yes, he's sick, here's the diagnosis, I would even accept it.
Yaroslav never went to school. Teachers worked with him at home, and in all other aspects, he was just like his peers. He did his chores, rode his bike, and loved swimming in the local estuary. But 6 months ago, Yaroslav changed dramatically, seemingly out of nowhere.
The fit started. Headaches, crying, restlessness, screaming.
He starts punching, biting, and pinching me until I bleed. I'm covered in bruises.
It never happened before. He jumped on the bed.
While lying down, he jumped above the bed, 50 or 60 centimeters high. We were terrified.
At first, the fits happened once a week. Now, they occur up to 3 times a day.
He weeps. It's heartbreaking. How much can his little heart endure? We're tired of calling an ambulance at night.
Doctors still can't figure out what's happening to the boy.
We've seen everyone. Doctors even refuse to treat him. They say, we can only sympathize with you. We don't know what's wrong with your son.
Each day, Yaroslav's strange attacks are worsening and becoming more frequent. It all starts with him staring at one spot, smiling, and then laughing uncontrollably.
I ask him, what's wrong? He pushes me away and keeps laughing. Then he starts crying.
No medication can stop the attack or calm the boy, says Yaroslav's mother. Only some analgesics can reduce the headache, but only for a few hours.
We've been prescribed all the pills imaginable.
And in the past few weeks, Yaroslav's attacks have become a real threat to his life.
He will freeze and cover his face with his hands, and he will just stand, no matter if it's on the side of the road or in the middle of the road. A car could come, and he would cover his eyes. It could run him over.
I'm so scared for him.
Olena raises her son alone. His father left them when the boy was 3 years old. To understand what's happening to Yaroslav and why he's suffering so much, Olena's elder daughter, Tamara, persuaded her to turn to the people with extraordinary abilities. Tamara has been living in San Francisco for several years, working at a logistics company. She visits Ukraine a few times a year. When she last visited, her younger brother was fine. But upon arriving home a few weeks ago, she couldn't recognize him.
This isn't my brother. His eyes glow. He's not the same child he was 3 months ago. It's like 2 different people in one body.
No one can help us. I'm asking for help from the psychics.
Our expert, Hala Polishchuk, begins working with Yaroslav's photograph.
An incredible boy. When I tune in, I see an image of something like wires in his head, and those wires are causing terrible pain. There's some kind of magic involved.
Hala's colleague, clairvoyant Zhanna Shulakova, joins the investigation.
He's a special child, as if he lives between 2 realities. It's something connected to the family lineage. There's strange energy coming from the photo, and a pungent smell, like gasoline or kerosene. I see a man who's trying to set himself on fire, like a torch. It makes no sense. We need to be there. Hello.
Hello. I'm so glad you came. Thanks for responding to our letter.
Show us the boy. May we come in?
Come in, yes.
It turned out that Yaroslav hardly slept the entire night before the psychics arrived. The fit lasted until early in the morning.
He's shy. Don't be afraid.
Let me see your hand, okay? Nice.
Stay still, son.
Let me give you something nice to hold on to. I see now. It's burning. He's fully 9 years old, right?
Yes, 9 years and 3 months.
Just what I feared. We need to let the boy go with his sister so he doesn't worry.
Let's go talk somewhere.
The boy responds. He's not withdrawn or aggressive. He's all right mentally. He's basically stuck. He doesn't know his path. He's lost.
I feel that these deviations, as doctors call them, began when he was about 3 or 4 years old. Then there was a lull, followed by a surge.
6 months ago, on December 21st, the supposed end of the world, as people said, he started crying, screaming hysterically, running up, pinching, and biting. We'd never seen anything like this before.
Could Yaroslav have been affected by the date marking the end of the ancient Mayan calendar, when many anticipated as the end of the world?
December 21st was a pivotal day because the planets aligned. Powerful channels and energy flows opened.
It's the opening of the heavenly gates. It's like a battle of darkness and light, and he received a dose of darkness.
The negative forces that descended from the heavens activated a very strong magical influence within Yaroslav. That's why the boy urgently needed saving. When I start examining the men in the family, I sense the smell of kerosene or gasoline. Do you have a family home that's falling apart?
It turned out that near the house where Olena, her parents, and her son live, there is indeed another old house. Olena's grandparents built it about a century ago.
It was in good condition, but recently the roof started leaking and collapsing. We're planning to tear it down.
A man used to come here all the time. Drunk. Was it your husband?
Yes, my second husband.
What terrible thoughts he had.
It was summer, hot, and he poured gasoline on himself.
Like a torch.
Family distrust. The man was jealous. He came to you from another family, bringing his children.
With a child, yes.
Olena divorced her first husband while pregnant with Tamara. He cheated on her and abused her. When her daughter was 3 years old, Olena met her second husband, Serhii.
Was he jealous of you, or what?
Yes. He was 12 years older than me. He had a child, and I had Tamara. I thought we'd come together, but he started being jealous of me over everything.
Olena was always unlucky with men. This wasn't a coincidence.
Oh my. The problem was in Olena's lineage. I decided to check Olena's fate.
You clearly stood on the brink of death and...
Yes, that happened.
It occurred when Olena was 16. She was studying design at a technical school. She was walking with a friend after class when a man with a knife appeared out of nowhere and attacked them.
He missed. And we started running, crying, screaming. People gathered and we escaped.
2 months later, Olena almost died again.
A black car drove by and someone grabbed me by the arm. There were 4 men inside. They started pulling me into the car. I screamed, broke free, and they drove off.
Olena doesn't know who those men were or why they wanted to drag her into the car.
This wasn't about killing you. It was about keeping you in constant fear and suffering.
I had a dream in which I saw I was supposed to die.
Why did all this happen to Olena? Could it be connected to what was happening to her son? She nearly became disabled at birth and suffered as a teenager.
They brought me to the maternity ward in the morning, but I didn't give birth until almost 10 p.m. I lost consciousness giving birth, but one of Olena's eyes was crushed. She could see with one eye only. Somehow God spared her.
It turned out that Olena's mother also suffered from a strange illness as a child. Seeing a doctor wasn't an option back then, so a local healer told her mother to carry her to a willow, which was believed to possess healing powers.
As a child, I was sick all the time until I was 7. My poor mother carried me to the willows, and somehow, miraculously, I recovered at 7.
It seems that young children in the family always fall seriously ill, causing their mothers to suffer. But they don't die. They outgrow their illnesses, have children of their own, and then their children fall ill, perpetuating the cycle. It was like a loop. We need to understand why this was happening. Why wasn't Yaroslav outgrowing his illness? And it was consuming and destroying him from within. Someone's running around.
Oh Lord,
Let's go check it out, Hala.
I'd rather step outside if that's okay.
You can just step over there.
I hear children's voices.
They're running there, making the noise.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Two children, they're playing. The spirits of two little boys were running around the house. Most likely, Yaroslav sees them too, especially before a fut when he freezes and stares at one spot. He looks at them, talking to them, and playing with them. The spirits desperately wanted us to notice them so they could give us a clue.
This is just horrifying. They knocked a photo or painting off the wall. They knocked the cards out of my hands.
Twins died there. They died one after the other, a month apart, at 11 months and 12 months old. They were my grandmothers.
The twins were the first children of Elena's grandmother. They were born about 80 years ago.
One died at 11 months and the other at a year old. Back then, it was a common thing.
At that time, it was considered normal for young children to die. Any illness leading to a child's death was simply called children's illness.
My eldest daughter rarely visits, but when she does, she hears footsteps under the windows at night.
The twins didn't die for no reason. They became a kind of payment. It turns out that now Yaroslav is supposed to die. And the reason is magical.
As far as I know, Jana, such a curse can happen either when someone kills their own child or commits a double murder, like killing a pregnant woman. We need to look into your great-grandmother.
I don't know anything like that.
Do you have a family cemetery?
Yes, it's nearby.
The clairvoyants follow Olena to the cemetery.
There's energy coming from here. Is this your great-grandmother?
Yes, it's her. Maria.
I felt that the woman was responsible for what was happening in Yaroslav's family.
There's a feminine energy here. It feels like a curse, and so much hatred.
Is it directed at her or coming from her?
At her.
I was shown her husband. He also died suddenly. She stayed alone with many children to raise and care for. It was so hard for her.
Olena's great-grandmother Maria indeed had 5 children. She raised them alone and never remarried.
What strength she had. She was such a strong-willed woman.
She was alone. It was hard for her to raise them all. She was afraid they wouldn't grow up properly, so she kept them under strict control.
You know what I see? She was supposed to give away her child in an agreement, like marry it off.
Jana, you're saying this, and I feel a surge, like a column of energy rising from here.
I saw an image. The house where the woman lived. A man comes to her and negotiates something as if she's supposed to give him her daughter.
It turned out that Olena's grandmother Nina lived in the same village. Her house still stands.
Then we decided to go to this house.
The house where this woman lived was inherited by Olena's relatives. They now rent it out. The current tenants were against the clairvoyants entering the house, but allowed them to work in the yard.
I was immediately struck by the energy of a murder committed by the house's owner, Maria's great-grandmother. It feels like an unfulfilled promise or agreement. Look. Please. A family grave for a girl.
A young girl, see?
What promise are they talking about? Whose grave do the clairvoyants see? And how does all this relate to what's happening with 9-year-old Yaroslav?
I saw an image of a blow to the head,
Are you saying the girl was beaten?
practically killed. The mother grabs her by the neck and starts smashing her head against the wall.
Oh God. Are you saying great-grandmother Maria beat her own daughter to death in this house?
Yes,
Olena recalled the horrifying incident. Maria had an older daughter. Olena's son is named Yaroslav, and Maria's elder daughter was named Yaroslava. The family affectionately called her Yarunya. She died very young because her mother beat her.
She hit her 2 or 3 times, maybe in the wrong spot, who knows. And she cried about it her whole life, blaming herself for what happened, feeling guilty.
Olena's son is named Yaroslav, and the name of his murdered relative was also Yaroslava. This isn't just a coincidence. The family's misfortune began with her, and it's supposed to end with him.
But why did the mother beat her own daughter to death?
Could the girl have been promised to someone for marriage?
I don't know. I heard that someone saw her with a young man, and they came home and said, "We saw your Yarunya with a man." Grandma was very strict, afraid of her daughter having a child out of wedlock. So she hit her when she returned home.
It's entirely possible that Maria intended to marry Yarunya off to a wealthy suitor and promised her daughter to someone. When she discovered Yarunya already had a sweetheart, she became anxious about her getting pregnant and grew furious. But how is it connected to what's happening with Yaroslav?
Yarunya, who was effectively killed by her own mother, was indeed pregnant. She realized she was about to die, and that she'd never see her child or get married. And that's why curses began to spill from her lips. Curses so children would fall ill, and their mothers would suffer because of this. And every generation would lose a boy. This was meant to lead to the family's eventual disappearance.
She didn't die immediately.
She spent 2 weeks in bed before she died.
Her head hurt. She had a hematoma in her skull, and she cursed. Oh God. She cursed her mother, women, and women's fates.
In every generation, one child must die. But look, Yaroslav's lineage was essentially paid for by the twins who died earlier. They were 2, so your generation should have been spared.
And Jana, this isn't just about death, it's about women's suffering, so they know torment. Now I see, the wires are his connection to his lineage. It's like they're crawling into his head. It's an allegory, a wire linking one woman to the next, all through the boy's head. Yaroslav was born to save the family. He is what's called a ransom. However, many years of life God grants him. That's how much time the family's punishment will last. Truly, God gave you a gift in this boy, to cleanse your lineage.
You mustn't force him into strict confines. I think, Hala, we can head back home.
We'll work with the boy.
The clairvoyants returned to Yaroslav. For several hours, they recited incantations and performed rituals. Afterward, Olena kept them for a while longer, asking how to interact with her son correctly to help but not harm. A love spell turned the family's life into hell. If only a woman in love knew that she would have to pay for love magic with children's lives. Today's story is about an eerie series of children's deaths in a family. It all started after two famous clairvoyants, Olena Kurilova and Rubina Tsibulska, were on their way out of a hotel in one of the western Ukrainian towns.
Alina, look. There's a dead girl over there. She's holding something in her hands. It's fire. She's saying something. Help me, help me. She was murdered, and her sister is going to be murdered soon, too. She says she won't let me go until I help her. Let me check it with my mirror. Oh my God. Oh, ooh.
It's terrifying. The clairvoyant almost fainted. What did she see in there?
Darkness. I follow a path. And then I hear a child crying. I turn towards the crying and see something like a cell or a dungeon in front of me. There are 3 girls inside. I understand I have to save them. A woman emerged in front of me. She said, "Don't touch them, they were sold to me."
I don't get it. Is it some kind of child slavery?
I don't know.
Rubina Tsibulska's temperature suddenly rose. She was taken to her room, where a doctor could examine her. Meanwhile, Olena Kurilova decided to work on the site where her colleague had seen the girl's spirit.
I see the girl. She's little and fair-haired. She's holding some kind of cup or bowl in her hands. And in it, there's something burning. A prayer. It's written in Arabic. I've seen Hayal use a similar bowl.
Olena Kurilova called the Azerbaijani clairvoyant.
It sounds like an ancient Muslim ritual that I personally use to summon spirits. However, a child can't carry out such a complicated ritual on their own.
I need your help.
Hayal Alekperov agreed immediately. On his way there, he decided to tune in to check on the dead girl and her death.
My jinns are telling me, don't be afraid of her who looks into the lake full of chimeras. She's innocent.
Back then, we couldn't even imagine what the psychic's vision meant, and how all this story would end.
Hello, Olena. How's Rubina?
The doctors gave her an injection and she's sleeping.
Show me where you saw the dead girl.
She was here, right at this place.
Her name is Ksenia. She says she will show me where I can find out about her murder.
The psychic went to the neighboring street, where he stopped in front of one of the apartment buildings.
The girl's spirit is pointing at the window of that apartment on the first floor.
Hello?
My name's Hayal.
Svetlana?
I see you're quite surprised.
Yes, I am surprised.
A girl's spirit brought us to your apartment. She's about 7 or 8. Her name is Ksenia. Do you know who it could be?
It's my daughter.
Did your daughter die? When did it happen?
2 months ago. She had problems with her heart.
I couldn't get it. If the girl's heart stopped, then why did she claim she'd been murdered and her sister was going to be murdered soon too?
Svetlana invited the psychics in her late daughter's room.
The book is telling me that your daughter died because of her big heart. What could it mean?
Her heart was enlarged and she needed transplantation. The left ventricle didn't work. Only the right one was working in her heart. It was so.
It turned out that the Ukrainian media even wrote a story about Ksenia's mysterious ailment. There, she was literally called the big-hearted girl, as the 7-year-old schoolgirl's heart suddenly grew 4 times within just a month.
Everyone was shocked and nobody could do anything. It was a terrible disease. Ksenia was a very energetic girl. She loved dancing and did acrobatics.
The book says that your daughter was supposed to get help in the land of elephants. What does this mean?
We were supposed to go to India to have the transplantation surgery there. When we only learned she needed the transplantation, she could still breathe herself. She was on a drip, but she still played and drew. Then we found a medical centre in India. They sent us documents confirming they were ready to admit use.
The parents were informed that the price of the surgery would be $100,000. The entire Ukraine participated in the campaign to raise funds for the girl.
I calmed down a little. Everyone put up with the fact that she'd undergo the surgery. Everything was going pretty well. After she woke up that morning, she was waiting for her dad, who was supposed to bring her a cake.
I feel that your daughter was reanimated several times.
Yes. The doctor said her heart had stopped 4 times, but he'd still managed to get it going. But on the 5th try, he could do nothing. Half an hour later, her heart stopped beating. This is how it ended.
I have a feeling that the reason for Ksenia's death wasn't purely medical. Some kind of otherworldly force had been hunting her. And before she died, she saw and felt it.
Not long before Ksenia died, she indeed began seeing a strange silhouette in her room.
3 months before it happened, she began crying bitterly at nights. Once the clock struck 12, she started crying. She woke up and, crying, tried to run somewhere.
The girl ran into her mom's bedroom and was so horrified that she couldn't even explain who she'd seen.
It was terrible. I thought we'd go to the church to attend the communion service. I thought it could help her.
However, the mother didn't have a chance to take her daughter to the church. Ksenia was admitted to the hospital, so Svetlana decided to go to the church and place a candle for her daughter's health.
But the candles fell to the floor from the candle holder. I was terribly shocked.
Svetlana says it was then that she realized that some evil spirit wanted to take her daughter to the other world.
Your daughter has returned to save her sister, Ivanka. I feel something terrible has been happening to her recently.
Recently, Ivanka, who is a year older than Ksenia, has also begun seeing somebody's shadow in her room. After that happens, the girl starts suffocating.
After I take her to my bed, she feels better and can sleep.
Doctors can't explain the reason behind Ivanka's strange fits of suffocation, and her mother fears she can lose her second daughter too.
Ivanka is the only child I have left. We fear so much to even think of the possibility of losing her. It's terribly hard.
Especially given that, lately, the mother has had the recurring dream of burying Ivanka.
I was afraid to tell anybody of this dream because you can't even describe how awful it is. We don't know what to do and where to go.
Svetlana, your daughter's spirit is here. She's smiling. And there are dimples on her cheeks. She's holding your hand.
She says, I come to visit you at night and put my hand on your face.
When I wake up, I have a feeling that she's next to me.
After little Ksenia died, she wishes to protect Ivanka from the murderous, otherworldly spirit.
The sisters shared the bedroom and attended the same school. They both did gymnastics and were inseparable. Their mother says it took her a while before she found the courage to tell Ivanka her sister was no more.
We didn't tell her. And only when I was back home after the funeral, Ivanka asked me, "Where's Ksenia?" I told her, "Do you know who angels are?" She said, "Yes." They live next to God in the heaven. And I told her, well, our Ksenia is also an angel now.
My jinns say the force that killed your daughter is related to a woman and a strange ritual she carried out.
At that moment, Rubina Cybulska called the psychics and told them she knew the name of the woman who was hunting Svetlana's daughters.
Hello?
My mother's spirit visited me. She told me I had to look for a woman named Nina. She's dead. It's her who's hunting the children. And then Mom showed me the number, 25.
Who is Nina?
My mother.
Is your mother alive?
Yes.
Then who is Nina that died? Whose spirit is that?
I don't know.
Rubina's mother also showed her the number 25.
What was the date of Ksenia's death?
March 25th.
Svetlana, hold on. My jinns are telling me that the evil spirit visited you on that date.
It was also the day when my elder daughter, Nadia, drowned. 11 years ago, on March 25th, my girl drowned. She went to play with a boy and drowned in a pond.
Svetlana and her family lived in a house outside the town. There was a little pond on the house's grounds. It was where they found the body of 4-year-old Nadia.
My husband ran to pull her out. We tried to bring her back to life, but we didn't succeed.
Svetlana says that her little girl died within minutes, while she herself went inside to make sandwiches for the children.
Wait up. Ivanka almost drowned in that pond, too.
Yes, she fell in the water.
You saved Ivanka from death at the last moment.
I tried.
Was it like something dragged her in?
Yes.
What date was it?
March 25th.
Hayal, the 25th again?
It can't be. What kind of date is that? And why did Ivanka almost die, like both of her sisters, on March 25th?
I have a feeling that the grounds of the house you used to live in are literally soaked with necrotic energy.
In an hour, the psychics and Svetlana are in the village where the family used to live. Currently, the house stands empty. The pond has dried out and overgrown with grass. However, Svetlana still can't bear to look at this place.
This is the pond. In it, my eldest daughter drowned. It's so hard.
It's a great grief to lose 2 children.
I don't know what could take her here. She'd never approached it before. She didn't even know the path that led here.
A woman's spirit brought her here. First, she took Nadia's life, and then Ksenia's. I see a dark-haired woman. She's shouting out something that sounds like a curse. She says, if the children come here, they'll die.
Look at this wind.
It's unbelievable. No sooner had the psychics said something about the woman than the powerful wind rose. Could it be somehow related to the evil force that's been hunting the children?
Who is this woman?
She was our neighbor. We often had disagreements about the garden's boundary. She lived in this house.
Svetlana says the pond was on the boundary right between both estates, and the neighbor forbade anyone to approach it. She even threatened that otherwise their children would die.
We always fought over the boundary. She said, don't even approach here. It's my garden. That's it.
But after she died, you didn't abide. You used the pond and took water from it.
Yes.
I feel that your neighbor had magical abilities.
People feared her, claiming she was a witch.
The evil force lived in this pond. Your neighbor was the one who bound it to this place.
Some kind of negative energy was dumped in it.
And after that, Nadia died here, and Ivanka almost died.
Incredible. Is the dead neighbor the murderous woman who carried out the ritual and who the psychics have been looking for?
At that moment, I saw the neighbor standing in front of the pond, which was crawling with a huge number of spirits. She was holding a candle and whispering something. But it wasn't a spell, but a prayer. The woman was sealing the spirits in the water. What was the woman's name?
Hannah.
But we were supposed to find the dead woman named Nina. Could it be a mistake? Don't be afraid of her who looks into the lake full of chimeras. She's innocent. Does it mean she's not the murderer? But why was the pond full of evil spirits that got there because of her?
That she was said to help people.
I know that many people arrived to see her.
The woman dumped all the negative energy from sick children into the pond, while her words that nobody could approach the pond weren't curses. It was a warning. I feel that right before she died. This woman sealed the pond. This is why there's no trace left of it.
But I don't understand whose spirit has been murdering your daughters. And why would it do it? Olena, let's go inside, quick. Xenia's spirit is standing here. Little Nadia is with her, and Xenia's holding another girl in her hands. It's a little baby.
One little coffin. 2, 3. 3 coffins. Who's the third?
I had another daughter, Olia. She was 7 months old.
So you had another daughter who died?
Yes.
What a spine-chilling story. Being only 36, this poor woman has already buried 3 daughters.
The youngest girl, she was 7 months old, got ill too. She had a bad cough. It was so strong that she suffocated. She was diagnosed with pneumonia. We went to the hospital. We spent a month there, and she seemed to have recovered and was fine, so we were discharged and could go home.
However, once the woman returned home with her daughter, the girl died. Little Olya's heart stopped.
I don't even remember the day when we came back home. I can't recall a thing, as we were all deeply shocked.
But I have a feeling that the girl died on the other date.
Yes.
Little Olya died 3 months after Nadia's demise, on June 30th. The mother says she doesn't even remember how that year passed.
I don't know how that year passed. It was like the time stopped for me. It was hard.
Does it mean it's got nothing to do with the date? Was it an awful coincidence? Svetlana, your daughter's spirit says we must visit her grave. There, we'll see who murdered Xenia and her sisters.
15 minutes later, the psychics and Svetlana are at the graveyard. Rubina Tsibulska feels better now, so she's joined her colleagues.
At the girls' graves, I saw the woman that I'd felt at the beginning of the investigation. This woman's saying that her name is Nina, and she's saying the phrase, "I took what belongs to me."
Xenia's spirit is telling me that the woman was lonely and had no children while she was alive. And she and her sisters served as a recompense for the ritual that had been carried out on this woman's grave.
They were taken because of the magic of love. I see a young woman. She goes to a sorceress and says, "I love him. Make him be mine and nobody else's."
Svetlana, have you ever asked a sorceress to help you with your love life?
I haven't. I've never asked anybody to bring me love.
The sorceress says, "Go and don't worry, I will do it. I'll do it myself." Then she carried out the ritual at the graveyard. There are many ways to cast a love spell. One of such rituals is carried out at a graveyard. A sorceress uses it to ask a dead woman's spirit for love for her client.
When a love spell is put on a man to make him love a woman, the sorceress must find the grave of a woman with the same name as the woman who's ordered the ritual. Therefore, if the dead woman's spirit's name is Nina, then the client was also Nina.
The only Nina I know is my mother.
Svetlana, did your mother ask a sorceress for a love spell?
She indeed went to a sorceress once. That woman was a foreigner.
The sorceress promised Svetlana's mother love, but didn't warn her she would have to pay for it.
And now, the woman's spirit is taking what she lacked while she was alive. Children.
I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
Wait. I see a crescent on the sorceress' neck. The neighbor who helped your mother was a Muslim.
She could be a Muslim. She adhered to a different faith.
That sorceress carried out the same ritual for summoning spirits as I do, through fire.
Then I realized why Ksenia's spirit was holding a burning prayer in her hands.
I'm going to try to break up the contract, so at least Ivanka is well. Now your daughter's spirits are free. Ksenia says, "Mom, I have to go now."
Forgive me that I couldn't help you. Farewell, Ksenia. Thank you so much for your help. We'll hope we'll be all right.
How terrible it is. So many children's deaths in the same family, and the reason for all of them was magic. If only the poor woman's mother had known about the consequences of the magical rituals, these events could have probably been avoided. The mother's spirit haunts her little son, and after her every visit, the boy finds himself in deadly danger. Don't miss out. Does the late mother really want to take her son to the other world? This is Ivan Malaman. He's 8 years old and he's from Ukraine. He's in 3rd grade and wants to be president. However, the boy's family are afraid to have hopes for such a distant future, as recently something has been happening to Ivan, after which he finds himself one step away from death.
When he's sick, it's never a mere cold or flu or bronchitis. If he's ill, it's always something grave.
Ivan's mother died last year from lung cancer. His father left his family even before the boy was born, and so his aunt raises him, and she's extremely worried about him.
I don't know what to do and where to go.
It all started last year. At night, while Ivan was sleeping in his room, the wardrobe suddenly fell on him.
It fell. I don't get how it happened. He broke both his arms.
How is it possible that the wardrobe that had been in the room for years suddenly fell on the child? The boy claims that he saw a dark silhouette in his room right before it happened.
It was a woman. She was calling me somewhere, but I refused to go with her.
No sooner had the boy recovered from the incident when another misfortune that almost killed him happened to him.
Ivan had salmonellosis.
Salmonellosis is an inflammatory condition affecting the intestines. A patient becomes dehydrated.
Immediately after the treatment ended, the boy's life was in danger again. This time, he had meningitis.
Meningitis causes inflammatory changes in the membranes, covering the brain and spinal cord. It can cause loss of consciousness and spasms. In extreme cases, it may be lethal.
The boy was saved. The boy's family say the incidents began last year, after Ivan's mother passed away. But the most peculiar thing is that before every injury or illness, Ivan sees his late mother in his dreams.
He said he'd seen his mom in a dream. I asked what was in it. He said she grabbed him and ran.
I heard Mom calling me. When I closed my eyes, I saw her somewhere around.
Recently, the late Olha has also begun haunting Victoria in her dreams.
I had a dream of Olha walking along the hall and going outside. She took Ivan and sat down on the stairs with him. She hugged him and told him something, but I didn't hear what she was saying.
She tried to tell me something, but I couldn't hear her.
Victoria fears that the boy's mother is trying to take him to the world of the dead, and the next time they can be too late to save Ivan.
I beg the psychics to come and help me. They are my last hope.
Clairvoyant Olena Kurilova and Molfar Olena Stetsenko undertook to help Ivan.
I had a dream. There was a strange room and fire started burning on its floor, closing a circle. And in the middle of the circle, there was this boy. He was tracing his finger along the floor, and the flames made numbers, looking like 16 and 76.
I see a man next to the boy. The man has his face covered with cracks, and I see embers glowing through the cracks. He's by the child all the time, and he puts the boy's life in danger.
What do the psychic's eerie visions mean? What is threatening the boy's life? Ivan's aunt and the boy himself meet clairvoyants in the park not far from their home. The boy often goes for a walk there.
Hello? I've been looking forward to meeting you. I prayed. I wanted you to come and help us so much.
I need to check through these stones if he's got a connection with the world of the dead. Close them in your hand.
I'm scared.
I saw a large black raven flying over Ivan. Then it vanished.
Ivan, can I have the stones? They're ice cold. It only happens when somebody is surrounded by a dead person's energy.
I feel a scent. It's a perfume with citrus notes.
It's Mom's perfume. It smells like oranges.
It turned out that Ivan feels the scent of his late mother's perfume almost every day. And at night, she visits him in his dreams, which provokes new challenges for the 8-year-old boy.
What was your mom's name?
Olha.
She's worried about money. She fears you may not have enough to raise him.
Olha was a sales assistant at a clothing store. Unfortunately, her private life didn't go well, and so she raised her son alone. She dedicated her life to his welfare.
She was young and beautiful. I want my mom back.
Death took Olha too soon. She was only 28.
This is Mom and me. She holds me next to the Christmas tree. She gave me this race car as a New Year present. It reminds me of her.
I told Olha, you won't die, you will live. I was sure she would live a long life, but it happened the other way round.
Ivan, go play.
Did you treat her like your daughter?
I had a custody over her.
Victoria's life wasn't easy. She doesn't remember her father, and her mother died. Her both elder brothers married and lived separately, and so Victoria stayed alone with 3 younger siblings. Back then, she was adult, so she became a guard for her younger brother and sisters.
It was hard, very hard. Olha helped me and I could rely on her.
While we were sitting on the bench and Ivan was playing on the playground, I noticed Olha's spirit behind the boy.
You know, Olha is trying to tell him something, but she can't.
Ivan's mother was weeping. She begged, "Help me. I don't want his death. Not me."
Olha's spirit showed me a bizarre picture. She was sitting at a table in a room and a dog attacked her. But the dog wasn't alive. It was burning with flames. The dog. Before her death, Olha saw the flaming dog.
Yes, Olha saw it in her dreams. She said, there's this big dog. It's sitting and looking at me with its large eyes. I saw fire.
It often happens that before someone dies in their dreams, they're visited by angels of death or their assistants, which are called guides. And the flaming dog was one of such guides. They can take up any form. They show the dying person the way to the other world.
It's terrifying, but the boy said he'd seen the flaming dog in his dream the other night.
Did the dog drag you somewhere?
Yes, the dog was barking and biting me. It was flaming. And it had red eyes.
I was shocked to hear what Ivan told us. It meant he could die any moment.
Olena, what is it?
Don't approach me, don't approach me. Take Ivan away. I saw the black raven again. It had red eyes like flames. It was a spirit. I felt hatred, anger, and at the same time, unbearable suffering. And that was it. Then the vision ended abruptly.
Olha's spirit was whispering to me, "This spirit visited me, and now it's haunting my son. Save my child."
Being in the other world, Olha did everything she could to protect her child from what had killed her.
There is some kind of secret. It's connected with Olha. I see pictures. I see a building. It's tall. It's an apartment building, and its walls are white and blue.
This is where I live.
We must go there.
Oh, my goodness.
The green grass is burning.
It's unusual, as it had rained in the morning, and the ground remained damp.
When I turned around, I was struck. For a heartbeat, I saw Victoria's face and body burning too. She was shrouded in flames.
We noticed that Victoria felt unwell and started trembling.
I don't know why I'm trembling. I can't explain it.
But the strangest thing of all was that Victoria remembered she'd experienced something similar in the morning before the psychics arrived. And then, for some reason, wallpapers started burning in her apartment.
This morning, the wallpaper in the kitchen caught fire. I don't know why. There was nobody in the kitchen.
They noticed and extinguished the fire in time. Could it be a mere coincidence?
I feel the smell of burning again.
And again, everybody felt the specific scent. It was coming from the outside.
The van is on fire.
Oh, God.
Don't approach it.
It can't be real. The engine of the van in which the psychics had arrived started burning suddenly. Luckily, the driver was nearby, and he extinguished the fire. The vehicle had no apparent damage to it. Nobody knows what caused it.
It's got something to do with fire. It's terrifying. Ivan is in real danger. I see the boy. His back is on fire.
We were shocked. It turned out that a few weeks before, a power outage happened in the apartment where Ivan and his aunt live. They burned candles, but one of them suddenly fell on the boy's back. His clothes caught fire. Fortunately, they extinguished the fire quickly.
Fire. It's been haunting your bloodline, your family.
A man's spirit emerged behind Victoria. He was whispering to me that he'd been killed by fire. He embraced Victoria and said, "She and I are one."
I had a feeling of something close by behind me.
I saw a grave and green trees around it. It was a large stele.
It's my uncle. He's got a large tombstone. It's gray. He crashed while driving a tanker truck, and he burned alive.
Victoria and Olha's late uncle, Victor, died tragically when he was 30. On his way back from work, his tanker truck overturned and started burning. The door got blocked, and the driver, unable to get out of the vehicle, burned alive.
Let's go to the cemetery, quick. We need to see your uncle's grave. You're trembling terribly. What is this?
When the Molfar began tuning in, the magic bouquet in her hands suddenly burned. The psychic barely extinguished the fire.
Suddenly, when I turned to Victoria, I saw flames on her shoulders. It was a vision. It looked like she was the fire herself. And another odd thing was that whenever something burned nearby, she began trembling.
During the investigation, something burned whenever Victoria was near or she was nervous. It couldn't be a coincidence.
The fire starts every time she's nervous, anxious, or angry. Something strange happened on this grave.
It's been unearthed. It was unsealed. When somebody is buried, a priest reads a prayer over the grave to seal it. It is done so the spirit of a dead person doesn't harm the living. When you come to a sealed grave, it's got an energy dome over it. But there was none over Victor's grave. It's been unsealed.
My grandpa and another uncle unearthed it. Because Grandpa had bad nightmares.
After he was buried, the dead son began haunting his father, asking him to bring him his favorite suit. The man didn't hesitate to go to the cemetery to unearth the grave and put the suit in it.
When the dead visit their relatives in their dreams, asking them for something, they shouldn't unearth the grave and open up the casket. It's enough to put the things on top of the grave.
Was it when you were born?
Yes.
It turned out that Victoria was born on the day when her grandfather unearthed her uncle's grave. But how is it connected to the fire that's following her everywhere?
You were named after the man who burned in the tempo truck.
Yes.
Victor, Victoria.
When parents name their child after their late relative, they bind the child's energy to that of the dead person.
But in case with Victoria, something absolutely incredible happened. The newborn girl was named after her deceased uncle, and on the day when she was born, his grave was unsealed. Because of this, the dead man's spirit was free to roam the world.
The spirit possessed her, it recreated itself in her.
Each time Victoria has an emotional outburst, the spirit bound to her feels it, and fire starts burning. The reason is that her uncle died in fire. You need to ask a priest how to seal the grave and have a remembrance service at the church. Thus, you'll protect yourself and your name.
And then I realized who was the man I'd seen next to Yvonne while I was working with the photo. It was Victoria and Olha's uncle. However, he wasn't the spirit. That took the life of the boy's mom and is now trying to kill him.
When we were at the cemetery, I heard a female voice calling, "See the numbers, see the numbers." And I saw a woman. Wait. She's sitting on a chair holding a board on her lap. There's something written on it. Let me see it. Light the fire. I clearly saw 76. What does 76 mean in your life?
It's the number of my apartment.
Wait up, what does 16 mean?
On the 4th floor in the next block.
There's apartment 16.
Yes, a woman from there died in fire. A young woman.
As it turned out, the tragedy occurred 2 years ago. A couple lived in the apartment number 16. The man was jealous of his partner and strangled her. And then, to cover up the traces of the murder, he set the apartment on fire. The woman and Yvonne's mom were best friends.
I felt fear and guilt emanating from Olha's spirit. And these feelings emerged whenever she thought of the apartment 16. We need to see it, or at least approach the apartment in which the woman burned. But first, I'd like to check your apartment.
I'm going to that other apartment to see what's there.
I see Olha.
This is her room.
May I come in? I have a feeling of very strong pain. She died here. Give me Olha's portrait. What are you trying to tell me, Olha? I hurt. I won't forgive you. She's not forgiven. By a fiery spirit. Could it be the woman who burned? What was Olha doing? What's the board for?
I have no idea what it's for.
It's a board for summoning spirits.
She summoned spirits.
These are Victoria's bothers, Alexander and Pavlo. They've just come back from work. They say they saw Olha summon spirits with the board many times.
I won't forgive Olha. I hurt.
Who says that?
The one she summoned. Let's find Olena. What's there? Tell me.
I was where the woman had burned, and her spirit said, I won't forgive. I hurt.
I saw a spiritism ceremony. She conducted it. And the woman, she's restless. She was disturbed before 40 days passed. She involuntarily disturbed the spirit. The raven I saw all the time, the one that was flying over the boy in circles, wishing for revenge, was the spirit of Olha's late friend. Disturbing a spirit before the 40 days after a person's death pass means bringing it an ordeal. The spirit can't rest then, and it hurts badly.
The spirit is avenging, trying to take away the child. Because Ivan is Olha's child. Her blood runs in him.
Give me water from your house, bring it here, and I'll put a protection spell. Stand over here. Ivan, come over here. Let me wash your face.
How are you? How do you feel?
I'm fine.
It's such a relief. Thank you. Thank you for coming and helping us.
It's unbelievable. Due to the failed magic ritual, the woman condemned herself and her child to death. Fortunately, the psychics prevented one more tragedy from happening. A cursed wedding. What mystical force dragged the young fiancé into the other world? And who summoned the entity? Don't miss out. The clairvoyance will reveal the secret of a deadly love triangle. On March 8, 2019, this young man arrived at his girlfriend's house with a bouquet of 101 roses. In the presence of her mother, he got down on one knee and proposed to her.
She agreed. She said yes.
However, the wedding never took place. The day after the proposal, Tetiana, his fiancée, ended up in the intensive care unit and soon died.
It's so difficult without her.
The grief-stricken parents believe an otherworldly force took their daughter to the beyond, because nobody dies that suddenly, being only 21. The mother asks the psychics to come and unravel this mystery.
Who, why, and how? My husband and I can't find the answers alone.
According to the mother, on March 9th, her daughter was cheerful and happy. She and her fiancé were discussing their upcoming wedding at home when, all of a sudden, she pointed in front of her as if she saw someone invisible.
She looked at me like that. Look, look, she said, pointing her finger, and then she fainted.
After that, terrible seizures began.
The ambulance rushed her to the intensive care. They first diagnosed meningitis, and then said it was meningoencephalitis. Some doctors said the former, and the others the latter.
Tetiana's condition worsened every day. The doctors couldn't provide any prognosis. They claimed it was an anomaly they couldn't explain.
Professors and specialists from Kiev arrived, and they even consulted foreign medics. But nobody could find the cause.
Desperate to save her daughter, the mother even invited priests to the hospital.
We brought in 5 priests. They said the doctors could do nothing, as the reason she was there was not medical.
Until the very end, Tetiana's parents and fiancé believed that their beloved girl would wake up.
We hoped she'd open her eyes and everything would be fine.
But the miracle didn't happen. Tetiana never emerged from her coma. 2 weeks later, on April 3rd, her heart stopped beating. She was 21.
She died in our arms. We never left her side. Her heart simply stopped.
The mother dressed her daughter in a wedding gown, but not for the wedding, but for the funeral. And her fiancé kissed her, but she was lying in the coffin, lifeless. But what's most horrifying is that just 4 years before that, Tetiana's mother buried her elder son, Serhi. He had a wife and a little daughter left.
His blood pressure increased rapidly. He collapsed next to his car, and then seizures started. Then he slipped into a coma, and that was it.
He suffered a stroke at only 26 years old, and like his sister, he experienced strong seizures and slipped into a coma before passing away. The woman lost her both children, barely in their 20s, and she describes it as living through true hell. Now, she can only talk to them at the cemetery.
My precious son, my dear children, now you are both gone. Our darling children, both are gone.
The mother suspects that her son took her daughter away, claiming that before the tragedy, on the night of March 8th, Tetiana saw her deceased brother in a dream. She woke up in tears.
I asked her, "What's the matter?" And she said, "Mom, I had a dream of Serhi. He said he wanted 30 white roses." I said, "Well, he would be 30 on May 3rd. Maybe that's why he asked for the 30 white roses."
But in her dream, Tetiana told her brother, "On the 3rd day, there will be 21 roses of different colors." At that time, no one could guess what it meant.
And she passed away on April 3rd, exactly a month before his birthday.
On Tetiana's grave, Mikhailo put a bouquet of 21 roses of different colors that represented her age. The mother doesn't understand why Serhi would take away his sister or why such tragedy befell their family.
I would appreciate it if the psychics came and helped us understand the reason.
2 psychics from our project, Olena Kurilova and Rubina Tsibulska, agreed to help.
Last night, I tuned in to the photos of the deceased brother and sister. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and saw Tetiana's spirit in front of me. She said the wedding was cursed. I see 2 wax dolls of the bride and the groom. I see someone tear off the head of the groom's figure right before the wedding.
Like voodoo dolls, looks like a curse. Hello.
Hello?
God, hello. I've been looking forward to your arrival. My name is Tetiana. Please come with me.
You suspect that your son took your daughter away.
Yes.
Do you have his personal items left?
I do. I took these from the hospital. It's all I have left from him.
After Serhi died, he didn't only visit his sister, but also you. You saw him.
I saw him at home. It sent shivers down my spine.
Tetiana says she spent 2 sleepless nights at the hospital by her son's side while he was in a coma, and on the 3rd night, she went home to rest for at least a few hours.
I was lying awake. Then I saw him come into the room. He walked around the room and then went out through the window. And then they called me and said he died.
Your son keeps coming back to this world because of his little daughter. He's worried about her. She's in danger, just like your son and daughter.
But why?
Serhi didn't take his sister to the other world. He appeared in her dream to warn her about the danger. Your children are victims of the same force, and I sense that their deaths are connected to a woman. Your son is here. He's embracing you, Tetiana. He said, "Save my daughter," and then he vanished.
I just can't understand why or who could do such things.
Quiet.
I think I heard something.
The voice is young and clear.
My Tetiana?
She's over there. Come on. She's calling us in there.
This is Tetiana's room.
Tetiana, come to us. She's here.
My Tetiana? No one touched it. She stood in the middle of the room, but the curtain swayed and the candle flickered immediately.
She sang softly,
Tetiana, my baby.
You talked to me, but I couldn't respond. You said everything would be fine.
I told her, everything will be fine, Tetiana.
Your daughter senses that her fiancé is nearby. She says, "Call Mikhailo."
Mikhailo arrived to find out from the psychics who killed his fiancée.
She says, "You made me happy." She's grateful to you for your care and love.
Be brave.
I can't live without you. I can't accept that you're no longer with us.
She says she loves the ring you gave her.
The ring with a little gem, just as she wanted.
Did you put it in her coffin?
Yes.
She says give it to him. What does she mean?
It's probably for Mikhailo.
This?
Thanks.
She says, I didn't have time to give it to you.
It turns out that before her death, Tetiana prepared a gift for Mikhailo, which only her mother knew about.
She says, find the strands to live. Find the strands. And be happy. For her.
I will. I'll do it for her.
Tetiana's spirit showed me a young woman kneeling and saying something about a child. And I also heard her say, don't take him away.
At that moment, I heard the voice of Tetiana's daughter. She said, look for the woman who didn't want the wedding. Tetiana, I see you're not feeling well. Let's go outside for some fresh air.
What's that?
Your daughter's spirit wants me to look in the mirror.
She probably wants to add something.
I see a groom and a bride in the mirror. 2 wax dolls. The male figure seems to be missing its head. I saw this image earlier today. What is it?
My son was married. There was a large wedding cake, and we bought those figurines. They were made of wax, the bride and the groom. We put them on the cake, but the groom's head broke off.
The woman says that her daughter-in-law's mother was responsible for decorating the cake, and she still doesn't understand what happened to the groom's figurine.
I mentioned to Rubina this morning that this resembles voodoo magic.
Look for the woman who didn't want the wedding. Could the spirit mean your daughter-in-law's mother?
Once, we were entertaining them at home. I was running around carrying plates, and she probably didn't expect me to come in. My daughter-in-law, Maria, was there, and her mother said, don't worry, darling. All of this will be yours, the house and everything in it.
So she told her daughter all your property would be hers. right?
Yes.
That's a twist. Well, if she killed your entire family, then indeed, all your property would be hers. Could it be a curse on your family then?
She told me, your Tetiana won't live past 20. And I said, why are you saying such things to me?
This is awful. Serhi's spirit warned us that his daughter was in danger. Perhaps it's because she lives with that woman. Where does she live?
It's not far from here. I'm afraid.
We'll talk to her first.
Only Oksana, the mother of Tetiana's daughter-in-law, and her granddaughter live in the house. After her husband's death, the girl's mother went to work abroad.
Hello.
Hello.
Tetiana asked us for help.
Where is she?
She's here.
Could I see her then?
Tetiana.
Why did you tell Tetiana her daughter would soon die and all her property would be your daughter's?
That's what you said at my home.
My God, what are you talking about?
I heard you say to your son-in-law, you should be grateful you're still alive.
And I said that?
You did.
I want to know why my son went to you as a healthy man, but then died out of a sudden.
What are you talking about?
Oksana, how about the wedding cake? With the groom's figurine, what happened to its head? Did you do something using magic?
No.
But I see that you did practice magic.
I've never done anything bad to anyone in my life.
You told me my Tetiana wouldn't live past 20.
How did you know that?
It was just intuition.
Give me your hand.
Sure.
Excuse me, but what you call intuition is commonly known as the black tongue. It's when you blurt something out without thinking, and it comes true.
Well, yes, I won't deny.
That woman didn't do anything bad to Tetiana's family, but she needs to be very careful about what she says. Despite your words, you loved Serhi as your own son.
We loved him so much. Our souls were dedicated to him.
And you're very sorry such a tragedy occurred to his sister. But you can't come to terms with Tetiana.
It's impossible.
It's hard for her. She's devastated. Her children are gone. She has only her granddaughter left, but the girl lives in your house.
This girl has left 2 grandmothers and a mother. You need to find reconciliation.
Let go of old grudges. You should support Tetiana in her grief, and she needs to see the girl.
Sure, no problem.
Tetiana is happy. She can now embrace her granddaughter, Alina, again. Seeing her grandmother from the yard, the little girl runs up to her.
I love you so much, and I never forget you. The ring.
It's my ring. It simply slipped off my finger. This ring wasn't too big, and it never slipped off my finger before.
I lost my wedding ring this morning. Now your ring has fallen off.
Tetiana is here.
For some reason, her spirit keeps pointing us to rings.
I don't understand why the ring.
Your daughter is pointing at this ring.
It's my wedding ring.
The answer is in it. Someone didn't want your wedding. But who?
My husband's first wife.
Did she ask you to return him?
Yes, she did. But I didn't want him. I even told her to keep him. I didn't want him, and I didn't steal him from her.
Tetiana met her current husband sometime after her first marriage ended. Her son was 3 years old. Vasil gave her a lift in his car, and he fell head over heels in love at first sight. Back then, he was already married, but he said he was planning to divorce because his wife constantly caused him scandals.
He didn't have a normal life with her, but once he filed for a divorce, she suddenly told him she was pregnant.
Tetiana is sure that the woman simply tried to keep her husband, and it worked, because he didn't leave his wife due to her pregnancy. However, Vasil still loved Tetiana and dreamed of being with her, even though she didn't want to hear about it.
He would come to visit me, but I would scold him. You have a wife, a family.
But the man left his family a year after his son was born anyway.
He said, I won't live, but I won't give up on you. We got married the next year, on January 12th.
Vasil raised Tetiana's son as his own. 3 years later, they had a daughter, but both their children eventually died.
Both deaths are related to weddings. The son died shortly after getting married, and the daughter died after the engagement. Could this be the revenge of the abandoned woman because Vasil married someone else?
She came here. She knelt before the icons. I said, Oksana, I'm not running after him. If you love him, take him.
Was she pregnant when she knelt?
Yes, but it wasn't obvious yet.
A pregnant woman who is willing to humble herself to win back her husband is capable of many things.
The name of the first wife of Tetiana's husband, just like that of the mother of her daughter-in-law, is also Oksana. When the clairvoyants arrived at her home, it was already dark.
No one's home.
Later, through other people, Tetiana found out that the woman had gone abroad a few days ago.
Let's go outside.
Tetiana found Oksana's photo on social media. We won't show it due to ethical considerations.
Let me have a look. Here you are. Was there any magic from Oksana? Were there any magical actions directed at Tetiana or her children? There was no magic.
I can hear her shout. She's saying terrible things to you.
Yes, it happened. May you be cursed, and may your children die. She said a lot of things like that.
She shouted, if you marry, your life won't be worth living.
Yes, she did.
I sense that this outcry of pain from the offended woman turned into a curse, and it was what caused the deaths of your children. Due to the unique energy of the pregnant woman, her curse holds immense power. The curse affected all the weddings in your family. That's why your son's marriage and your daughter's engagement became fatal for them.
It was a cry from the soul, an emotional outburst of tears and pain.
She didn't really wish for everything to turn out this way.
But once the words were pronounced, the mechanism was set in motion.
We need to neutralize the curse so it doesn't threaten your granddaughter. We need to perform a ritual. For that, I'll need water from a natural source.
Please give me your wedding ring. Since Tetiana's wedding triggered the curse, we needed to neutralize it through the ring.
It's going to be your family talisman. Take it, Tetiana. Eventually, you'll pass this ring on to your granddaughter. This girl is the continuation of your lineage. Give her all the love you didn't have time to give your children, and your home will be filled with laughter and joy again.
It's such a relief. Life seemed meaningless before, but now there's hope. Thank you so much. At least I'll be able to go on living now.
An incredibly tragic story. Who would have thought that the tears and curses of the pregnant woman could lead to such consequences?